Hey guys, Wrestling Throwdown here. I'm Haley and I have a special guest with me tonight, Corey Vaughn. He's a good friend of Joe's. Joe is actually very busy this week, so I might have Corey with me for the next few shows. But Corey, say hi to the people.
Hello, people. How are you?
Alrighty guys, we are going to do the review of Raw last night. Well, I first started off, obviously, with Triple H's big announcement. And people kind of were, there was a little bit of controversy on this because they didn't really know if Triple H was actually trying to make Roman look strong or they really don't think he is ready and they think they made a bad mistake. So now they're trying to fix it.
I agree.
Yeah, it's crazy. Because he made, obviously, Seth versus Daniel Bryan, and the winner of that will face Roman Reigns at Fastlane. And now I am hearing rumors now, pretty strong ones, because it keeps repeating on my wrestling channel, wrestling website, every few days, and it keeps getting stronger and stronger. And they said there's a big possibility that Roman could be turning heel at Fastlane. And I actually think that this is a very, very wise decision. And no, it's not just because of the boos, because actually I do think he has more cheers than boos. I think the boos are like maybe 20-ish%, 20 to 30, and then all the rest is cheers. So I do think he is getting cheered mostly. You can hear it from the crowd. But I think that this will help him with his mic skills. I think that him having extra support from either Paul Heyman or the Authority or even both will really, really help him because, you know, and he's said this too, that I actually just read an interview of him. He said that, you know, people who are bashing his mic skills don't know, you know, they couldn't even get in the ring with him and everything like that, and he's not supposed to be he was never a public speaker, so why start now? And I go, well, Roman, it's kind of common sense. If you want to be in the main event, if you want to be, you know, the top guy, you know you're going to have to do some talking. Either you're going to have to find a manager or you're going to have to, you know, because AJ Lee said the same thing. She didn't know she was going to talk, but look at her, one of the best talkers, and you guys know I don't like AJ Lee, but she seriously is one of the best talkers of all the divas. And, you know, that was just on practice. I feel like Roman he is getting better a little bit. It seems like it's more original now, but he needs to step up his game. He's saying that, you know, people can't, you know, people who are saying this can't follow him in the ring. That might be true, but that probably is true actually. But it's still, you know, if you want to be in the main event, you know you're going to have to do some talking, especially if you're going to be champ. So, what are your thoughts on this, Corey? The whole matches and the Roman thing, turning heel, just all of it.
I love that they set up Bryan versus Seth Rollins for that main event because that was just wrestling. That wasn't like any sport, like any sort of like sports entertainment like stuff. That was just pure gold. That was just wrestling. There's nothing like, I'm not saying not entertaining, like sports entertainment. It wasn't like 5 moves or whatever. No, they put everything they could into that match, and that was phenomenal. I think Roman does need to turn heel, or have someone talk for him. Give him a mouthpiece, like say, I don't know, the wild like concept of maybe Paul Heyman turning on Lesnar to go with Reigns, having Paul as his mouthpiece, so he doesn't have to speak at all. I mean, Roman can talk sometimes, but it's not anything too serious that he's like really, really well at. But I think he needs a mouthpiece or something.
And it's just a little extra help because Seth had this problem too. Definitely not as bad as Roman, but he's kind of like, he's a really good talker when he's a heel, and when he's a face, he kind of struggles a little bit. And I think that kind of goes the same with every wrestler because it's so much easier being the bad person because, you know, you can kind of troll the fans, and, you know, it's harder to think of a good promo as a good person. It's so much easier thinking of a good promo being a bad person. But Seth, obviously, you could see how much progression he's made with his mic skills, with just that little extra boost with the Authority, you know?
Seth has grown
So now he is ready to turn babyface, and obviously, hopefully, this kind of plays in with Roman turning heel as him turning babyface, because I do think he's more of a babyface than a heel. I think that the heel thing did help him, and I think now it's time to turn him babyface. I think he has a better babyface than a heel, and so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I am very excited, and obviously, it is going to be Bryan versus Roman at Fastlane. Now, who obviously we've seen this coming. I do still think that Roman is going to win throughout this whole thing. I do think he is going to get the title. I think they're just going to try to play with people's minds and everything like that. The reason why they're not going to give it to Bryan is because obviously they're kind of worried because he just got back from a bad neck injury and they don't know if he's going to hold up. You know, why put the title back on him right away when they don't know if he's going to get injured again? Because usually what happens with injuries is obviously they get injured and then it's very easily for them to get re-injured. Obviously, this has happened with Dolph Ziggler quite a bit with the concussions. He had that kind of couple months where he just kept getting concussions, and now he's fine now because he healed up and he rested, but that's kind of the thing, you know? So I think that it doesn't necessarily mean that he can't be in the main event picture right now, but I think they need to just keep the title off of him for... To tell you the truth, I don't think he's going to actually win it back the rest of the year, because if they got Roman winning and then Seth winning, and then, you know, Roman probably getting it back for the rest of the year, maybe even, I don't know. I mean, he can maybe get it at the very end of the year, but I'm thinking that they're going to push off until next year and make sure he's actually very well healed.
Right, yeah. I mean, like I showed in that video that I talked about for the Royal Rumble, no matter what, whoever wins the Rumble, or, well, whoever wins that match between Bryan and Roman is going to win the title at Mania because Lesnar's leaving. So no matter what, if they do set with Roman and Lesnar, Roman's winning the title. Guaranteed. No matter what. That's happening. Like, there's nothing we can do about it. Lesnar's gone. Reigns is going to be champion by the end of WrestleMania. Or Rollins is going to cash in right after. But, I don't know. Rollins has really, really grown a lot since 2012, since he got signed. Like, his promo work has gotten so much better. His in-ring work is so much better now that he's left the Shield. Like, he was always good in the Shield, but he's getting so much better on his own, for singles-wise. He needs to be champion by, like, in 2015 at some point, and Bryan does too. I hope Ziggler gets something along the line.
Yeah, I think Ziggler kind of killed his push, and I'm pretty sure me and Joe talked about this too. I guess he's being punished because he set up some interview, I guess, and without WWE's permission, some comedy interview, some comedy guy, I guess, was supposed to be interviewing him. And, oh, my glasses look like they're kind of like glaring. Sorry about that, guys. But, but obviously he's being punished for that now because he kind of went behind WWE's back, and I guess some in their contract they're supposed to ask, I guess, for these interviews. Depends, I guess, what it is, I guess. But, obviously he got punished for that, and so now who the hell knows what's going to happen. And now they're saying that I guess he's turning heel now so he can face Bryan at WrestleMania too, so
like
hopefully it's just a short heel turn like what my good friend Christopher Sterling said. Obviously he was on the show a few days ago, you guys seen. But, or last week, sorry, not a few days ago, last week. But he did say that hopefully it's kind of like the Shawn Michaels and Hulk Hogan thing kind of going, when Shawn Michaels only turned heel for like, what, 2-3 months, if that, and then obviously shook his hand after that and turned face again. So, I mean, if they absolutely have to have a heel versus face match, I think that's the way they need to go. Just because Ziggler is going to get cheered so much. Like, he is one of the top guys right now. And I think that if they really, really, really want him to get heat on him, he's going to have to do something where he takes a huge shot at the fans. But even the fans are probably going to love it, and they're still probably going to cheer him. So they're going to have to be creative with this if they do decide to turn him heel. I think it would just be great with them both being faces. I really do. I think it's going to be a phenomenal match.
No matter what, whoever's heel or face in that match is going to blow everything out of the water. No matter what. It's going to blow Triple H's thing out of the water. gonna blow Taker Bray out of the water. I mean, I know they're gonna have an amazing match, but that match between Bryan and Ziggler, if they do go with it, is gonna be pure professional wrestling, not sports entertainment, nothing else. Just wrestling. It's gonna be amazing, and that's gonna steal the show. And I think WWE is gonna be scared of that because they want Lesnar and Reigns to be like main event. They want them to have the match that they're most talking about. If they go with Bryan and Ziggler, that match is going to be the most talked about throughout the entire year. That will be probably the match of the year, not Roman Reigns.
And that's what's so funny too about WrestleMania. It's always usually the second to third match closing that is the match of the night. The main event is usually never the match of the night. And with Roman and Lesnar, I see a Goldberg versus Lesnar too. That is what I'm worried about. I really am. And you guys know how bad that match was, WrestleMania 20, and that's why people, hate WrestleMania 20. To me, that's my favorite WrestleMania, just because I loved the feuds, I loved the Chris Jericho and Christian match, I loved it all. But just that one bad match, and then Eddie too, and Chris Benoit winning and everything. But obviously, and I said the name, Chris Benoit.
Stevie Richards.
Oh my God, so horrible. I do kind of want to do a video on that too, pretty soon on Chris Benoit. What my thoughts on that is, but
I'll join with you. I have a lot to say about that too.
Yeah, but anyways, so that's what I see. I mean, both of them. Obviously, with Brock, he's technically a face now too. So with Roman turning heel, I think it can be decent. I don't think that they needed this pay-per-view. This Fastlane pay-per-view. I thought with them getting rid of the Elimination Chamber match, I thought that they were actually going to build up finally and have 2 months to build up before, WrestleMania, which they needed to do. That would be so much better because the matches would be so much better, the promos would be so much better, the storylines, everything would be so much better. And obviously, we're going to have a few repeats, like John Cena and Rusev. That's obviously going to be a repeat. Obviously, Rusev is not losing. It's probably going to be a DQ or something, a count out, something like that. That is going to make it so.
That's just going to be such a snore fest.
Yeah. Obviously, we know John Cena's winning though, anyways. So.
Break match.
Kill the push, and you guys know I like Cena, but it's just like, why push Roman if you're just going to have him squashed by John Cena? It's just like, you could have picked anybody else. You could have picked Ryback, you could have picked Jack Swagger, who I think that needed to obviously beat him was Jack Swagger. That was my pick. But, yeah. But Roman Reigns versus Big Show. They're kind of still continuing their feud. Not really sure what's going on with this, but it was just a stupid match anyways because Seth obviously helped Big Show without the refs seeing it though, and then Big Show obviously got the win.
Which I was happy about.
So it obviously didn't make Roman look strong, which was kind of ridiculous. I mean, it's just like I don't know if their plan is to make him look weak and then have him be. That's kind of like what they do with John Cena, too, and that's why everyone compares John Cena and Roman Reigns together, is because they make them look weak, and then they obviously just, out of nowhere, they'll just come back. They'll be losing the whole match, and they'll just come back and win. It just does not make sense.
I never popped for a Big Show win, ever, until last night.
Yeah.
I never ever got so excited that Big Show won a match, because who would have thought about it? Like, Roman losing to Big Show, of all people.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
As soon as he hit the 3, I was just like, yes! He lost! He's not invincible!
Yeah, so it does make it look better, though, that he does lose, because obviously it makes him look like he's not unbeatable, like John Cena. But the difference between, like I said, I've said this before, too, the difference between why I like John Cena and why I don't like Roman Reigns, John Cena, I liked since, when did he make his debut? 2002? 2000?
Yeah, when you told me when you started.
So right when I started pretty much watching that him and Kurt Angle, oh my God, that was such a great match. I liked him right away, and obviously he was a face, and he was a heel, and then he was, the huge face, and obviously people have turned on him in the past. When I like a wrestler, I like a wrestler, unless they do something that just, and even then, like, I base someone off their wrestling ability. If I like them in the ring, if I like their talking, I like them. I don't care if they're face, I don't care if they're heel, I don't care if they're annoying other people. I like John Cena. I've always liked them, so I'm going to like him. With Roman Reigns, I never liked him. And there's a huge difference with Roman and John Cena. John Cena, his promos, when he talks, some of them can surprise you, and some of them have been so good, and some of them can actually, people say John Cena says the same stuff all the time, but once in a while, he really will get really heated on the mic, and he will say some good stuff that gets people talking, like, wow, John Cena is, he made a good point. Like that one time, the last time I could think that he really made a good point was him turning heel. He started talking about people wanting him to turn heel. He was saying, so why do you guys want me to turn, he pretty much said, why do you guys want me to turn heel? So you guys can talk about it and love me for a week and then go back to hating me? Because he's right, that pretty much would be what would happen. They would love him for a week and then they would turn on him again. So there's really no point in turning him heel. But with Roman, he needs to work on his mic skills. And also Cena, he really does put on good matches. I mean, sometimes they say that he doesn't, his moveset is a little, but he does try new things. I have noticed that some matches he'll pull off something that's completely different, and he'll do okay at it. It just seems like Roman's just repeating the same stuff, the Superman punch, the spear, and the spear is so overdone, too. I think he really needs a new finisher. That's the main thing, too, about Roman that I don't like is the spear.
Yeah. Like, I read this post, and I'm not sure if I had been friends with you around the time that I posted it. How do you expect me to believe that Lesnar's going to lose to a Superman punch and a spear when he took 4 attitude adjustments, an elbow drop through the table, whatever, through a barricade, hit in the head with the briefcase, 2 curb stomps, and win?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that he's going to lose with a Superman punch and a spear.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And the only thing and that's why I see Paul Heyman turning on Brock Lesnar. He can say that he lost hope in him, or, he can just say anything, or maybe they can kind of like, with this Brock Lesnar face turn kind of thing, they can kind of make it so maybe Paul can kind of like talk meanly, and maybe Brock can kind of like take the mic from him, because Brock, to tell you the truth, is not that bad on the mic. To tell you the truth, Roman, I think, needs Paul way more than Brock. And Brock, they did say that they kind of want him to stay for a few more months. They're trying to get him, like, they're still saying he's going to MMA, but they're trying to keep him for a little bit longer, so who knows. I still do think he's going to be leaving after WrestleMania, but...
There's no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind that he's going after Mania. Like in that video I sent you. Well, Nick said it. Shout out to Nick Lyle. He said, no matter what, the winner of the Rumble is winning the championship, with no question asked. Lesnar's not holding it past WrestleMania, unless he does win, and then Seth cashes in on Raw, or something. And
to tell you the truth, I guess they're saying that Seth has it for the whole year now. I guess he has it till Money in the Bank. I guess that's their new rule. I thought it was till WrestleMania, but I guess now they're letting them keep it for the full year.
Well, they keep it for a year, like from Money in the Bank until the next Money in the Bank. He has that time to cash it in.
I do think though that he does need to be the first guy cashing in at WrestleMania. I think that would be better. Yeah, I guess they could do it the next Raw. It's been done before though. I'm pretty sure it has been done before the Raw, right after WrestleMania. I'm pretty sure it has.
If that would be history making if they did it at Mania. That would be the first ever. And probably the only times ever they would.
And he deserves it too. It's not like he doesn't deserve it. It's not like he's a guy that doesn't deserve that. He definitely deserves it. If you're gonna do it, I'd rather them do it now, because what if they do it on someone who doesn't deserve to have that,
Right.
Like, might as well take a shot with Seth, because obviously he's proved that he can do this.
What other match? Jimmy.
Dean Ambrose issues a challenge. This is obviously, he came out. Actually, first Curtis Axel first came out.
Please, need some justice.
Everyone was talking about this too after. They're like, no, Roman never got eliminated Curtis Axel.
I was so excited.
He says that, I didn't get eliminated. I would have won that whole match. And then Dean comes out, he's pissed, and he throws him over the top, and he goes, you're eliminated now. And he issues a challenge to Wade Barrett and says that he beat him, and so he wants a title shot. Now, this is interesting. I do think that, I mean, it's interesting, but is it something that I'm, like, totally in? I mean, they're going to have a great match. But the reason why I don't like this is because they're still putting him in the mid-Carter spot, and it drives me insane because I'm reading so many articles that they're saying that they don't think he's ready for the main event. And I go, seriously, like, this guy, to tell you the truth, Dean probably was the one that was ready. If they were fresh out of the Shield, Dean probably would have been the one that I would have pushed. Now it is Seth, but Dean had the full package. And Seth, he was still working on his mic skills, and Roman definitely still needs to work on his mic skills and his in-ring ability, to tell you the truth. But, I just don't understand how they can, like, say that Roman is ready and Dean isn't. It just doesn't make sense to me. So what I'm hoping is if they do have him win the title, which it would be good, but the thing is I don't think Wade's had it long enough. So I think that they do need to keep it on Wade. And also, hopefully, Dean, the briefcase, I think, is what is going to put him into the main event picture. I think that he is going to win it next year, and I think that's going to how he's going to be kind of turning heel. And then he's going to obviously win, because there has been rumors about him turning heel too. I don't know if they're still going to go with that, though, especially if they're going to turn Roman heel and then Seth back face. They're probably going to leave Dean alone for at least the rest of the year, but we'll see. How do you feel about this?
I wonder if some people are going to be like, oh, if he wins a mid-card championship, he's never going to defend it like he did with the U.S. championship. Like, there's more of a, he needs something. He needs, like, a singles title or something, because he had the U.S. title but never really defended it. I mean,
U.S. title really doesn't get defended, though. I've noticed that. Like, they'll defend it every 3 to 4 months. That's about it.
The Intercontinental Championship is up here, and U.S. Championship is like down here. It used to be the way around, but now it's just whatever. Like when they were separate brands, the U.S. title meant as much as the Intercontinental Championship, but now since they're both on the same show, the IC title means more than the U.S. title. And Barrett was Barrett on Raw last night?
I don't think he was. So I'm not even. So maybe they'll do something tonight when they do the tapings. So.
I just remembered that he was not on Raw.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it. I mean, I know they're gonna have a good match, but I think that Dean. But I do kind of agree with this. They did say that Dean is running out of people. They're running out of people for Dean to feud with.
Yeah.
And that's why that was the main reason why they want him to turn heel. And so that's probably is why they might give him the title. So I can understand that, but still.
I like that. Well, what are they going to do? Like, the same exact thing they did with Rollins, just on Dean?
Yeah.
Turn him heel and then win the Money in the Bank and just have him have that? It would be like literally a mirror image of Seth's heel turn. But not, like, obviously as massive as it was when he did it the first time. Because I was at work when I saw that. And I still couldn't believe the pictures I saw. I'm like, is this a real thing? Did Seth really, what? Like, did
I was at school that day and I was so pissed because people, my Facebook message was blowing up, and this was when I was working with Destroying K-Pop, and we were doing a show, me and my buddies. I'm civil with them now, but I don't really talk to them anymore, but what happened was they all messaged me and they were like, Haley, your boy, what the hell's wrong with your boy? And I go, I could already picture it. As soon as they said that, they pretty much spoiled me because I already knew that he turned heel. I'm like, I know he turns heel, but you know.
How are they messaging you like you knew what was going on? It's like, why is your friend? Why is your guy?
Yeah, they knew I was at school. They knew I was at school, and I told them. I specifically said, "Do not spoil me." And then someone told me not to look at your wall. Just stay the hell off Facebook. I think it was Paul Jazer. It might have been my buddy Paul Jazer. He was just telling me that stay the hell off Facebook. Don't even go on Facebook because it's all over your wall. It's all over just everywhere on your status and everything. Just stay away from it. But obviously, I got his message a little too late.
Yeah, that's just that was massive. I couldn't even deal with that. I was more happy because I was so excited for them to go on their own. Because from day one, even when they first started the Shield, I wanted them to separate. I wanted them to have their run and then just separate. And look at them. Roman's main eventing WrestleMania, unfortunately. Seth isn't, but he's still going. He's the best. He's the best member of the Shield. There's no doubt about it. Dean is doing fine on his own. I've said since day one, they're going to be fine.
Definitely.
They're doing perfectly fine.
The Ascension versus Goldust and Stardust. Now this is interesting because we got a few things going on here. Obviously, Goldust and Stardust are having some problems.
Yep.
Obviously, they're facing at WrestleMania. Goldust is supposed to be done after this. I guess he's like done completely after this feud. I guess they said that's why they're gonna break him up and everything. Because I guess he's not coming back to wrestling. I think he's gonna retire after this. But
yeah. You guys spoke strong Shield, didn't you?
What? Sorry, I'm losing my voice. What?
Last week.
Yeah. And this is what happened. Obviously, the Ascension won. And Goldust went in the back and everything, and they kind of were arguing, and they said he called him Cody. Obviously, it's Cody Rhodes. I'm sure everyone knew that. If you didn't, it's Cody Rhodes. I'm sorry for the spoiler. But obviously, Stardust said, "Don't call me Cody," and he freaked out. And he obviously, obviously there's chaos. It happened obviously at Royal Rumble when Stardust tried to throw Goldust out of the ring. So obviously you knew something was going to happen there. As for the Ascension, I love them. I know a lot of people don't like them.
I am very, very for the Ascension. I like the Ascension. I've liked them since NXT when they came with Cameron as the other guy. And then he did whatever he did. And then when they brought in Victor, I was like, oh, okay. And then he really impressed me as, like, them together. I like the Ascension. I like them more in NXT than I did on Raw. I think the Raw booking is just stupid when it comes to them. They make them look ridiculous.
Yeah, I think that's what everyone's problem is just that they should have never got moved up, or they're just, I don't know. And it's just like, I don't think it's their fault. I think it's just that they're just making them like, I don't even know. It's just they're talking too. It's just
my friend Nikki
skills
about the Ascension when it comes to them being on the main roster. Me and her have a lot of like conversations about the Ascension. The way that they're getting booked is dumb because they have the whole face paint thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
And too much to look like the Road Warriors or Legion of Doom.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do any of that in NXT. They didn't try. They didn't, I was saying try, but they didn't like look so much like a different tag team. They looked like an original creation down in NXT. I wish they had brought that original creation to Raw and not make it look like they're a different tag team than they should be. That like they were the best. They were the best on NXT. But now they're just making them look ridiculous.
Yeah.
But they are.
It's funny too because they needed them. They really needed them because our tag team division desperately needed it, and now it's just kind of like.
Yeah. Like as soon as I thought that the Usos won the tag team title back from Mizdow and Miz, I thought the Ascension was going to run in and do a thing and automatically have them as contenders for the tag titles, and then they did them against Miz and Miz now, and I was like, oh, all right,
Yeah.
that wasn't what I was expecting, but okay, do whatever you want.
Exactly. I guess they just don't want to push him too fast,
Yeah,
which is understandable, but
I think back to the Cody and Goldust thing. Like, I think they're gonna have a match at Mania. I think Cody can drop the whole Stardust gimmick.
yeah, it's been rumors for quite a few, like I think like 2 years going on now that they were supposed to fight.
Yeah.
So obviously they were building up the whole time, and obviously now they're going to, with obviously Cody probably being or if he's going to. They're supposedly saying they are saying too that he is supposed to lose Stardust stuff and he's supposed to go as Cody, but I don't know if it's supposed to just be like Stardust and Goldust feuding. I don't know if it's whatever, but they did say he's supposed to be going back to Cody pretty time soon. John Cena, welcome to Superstars back. He kind of called out Eric Rowan, Dolph Ziggler, and Ryback, and said, he thanked Sting and everything like that.
Yep.
And he talked a little bit about Rusev, saying that, he's going to beat him and everything like that. And, he's saying that, everyone's saying that he's unstoppable and unbeatable, and he says he's going to beat him.
Yeah, it's the same exact thing about Umaga. Look who's the one that beat Umaga.
Pretty much.
Like,
and Dolph kind of opened his mouth, and Stephanie McMahon didn't like that. Ziggler does have a big mouth. I love him, but he's not afraid to say anything. And I think that's why when he gets pushed, that's why he gets in a lot of trouble. But she makes a few matches of the night.
Yeah, right.
And it was pretty much just kind of do the whole Rusev thing, pretty much, and welcome them back. Pretty much.
Ryback faced Harper, and that was decent.
Yeah, I'm not really even sure what they're doing with Harper.
I'm so mad that they're jobbing out Harper to people. Like,
yeah, he's just. I mean, it wasn't like a bad match or anything. They both kind of, they made it work and everything. He did. It's not like he lost in like 5 seconds, but it's still.
yes.
Yeah.
I think he lost the most matches last year. So.
Yeah.
Like, Harper's too damn good not to be, like, destroying people. Like,
and obviously, we didn't even know. Like, people were just, like, really into Bray, and then they finally heard Harper start talking, and they were kind of getting more into Harper, and then Eric Rowan, that was the one that people were like, oh, yeah, he's going to fail and everything, and now it seems like Harper... He's so good for a big guy. Like his kick, I love his kick, and he's definitely. I think he works as a face. I think he's good, and I think that he surprised a lot of people when they broke up because I think he shows more of his in-ring wrestling ability when he's working a single run than in a tag team.
Right, I agree. Yeah.
Cesaro versus Jimmy Uso. This is nothing really. I mean, Cesaro obviously won and everything. I think, obviously, this is going to be their new feud now. Probably Cesaro and Tyson. I think they might get the titles from them. I hope so. I think they need them. I hope they don't drop the ball with this because this is a good tag team. Good chemistry, good mixture of everything. So... And it's 2 guys that they needed to push for a while and everything, and if they want to push them both at the same time, make them into a tag team, might as well.
I didn't think anything of them when I saw them the first time, and then I started really paying attention to their matches. Wow, they are good.
Definitely. It's a good mixture. You when you put 2 completely different people together, but it usually works out. It's usually like a really good mixture, and that's what I like about it. Dolph Ziggler versus Bray Wyatt. And obviously Bray did a little promo last night. Obviously, as soon as he said the first word, obviously we knew it was The Undertaker.
Yeah.
So that was obviously a shot at The Undertaker. When Undertaker is going to come back, who knows? he really didn't say his name yet. He just kind of said, like, the dead man and everything like that. And
You
but
mentioned
so we
you
will
mentioned
see.
Devil a lot. You
Yeah,
mentioned Devil a lot. So Undertaker.
yeah.
That's good.
So we'll see, what's going on. I don't know if he might just not show up until after Fastlane. Who the hell knows? But
That's
Bray, obviously, if they're starting this feud this early, which they need to anyways, Undertaker, what they need to, whoever faces Undertaker. But
that match
I don't
was
know if I guess he's just not going to have a match at Fastlane, or if he is going to have a match, maybe the Undertaker will appear at Fastlane and cost him the match. Who knows?
that match between Dolph and Bray was amazing. That was just outstanding. The way that he, not to say no to him, but he sell it. You can't say that he didn't sell the famous area getting right into the Mr. Abigail. The way that they executed that was amazing. Like goes down, Ziggler gets up, does the whole Sister Abigail gets the 1-2 quick. That whole match was amazing. Like put those two in a main event anywhere, and they'll kill it, no matter what. Ziggler is amazing. Bray's amazing. Like I could just watch those two have matches every single week and not get bored. That's how fun.
And it's funny too, because obviously, I just watched your video last night with you and your friend, and your friend was saying whoever tosses Daniel Bryan out of the ring, and I just kind of laughed when he said that is going to be screwed, and obviously Bray Wyatt is not screwed. Obviously, people love Bray Wyatt. So I think people wanted Bray Wyatt to win after that. I know I did. I was rooting for him.
The way that they were eliminated too, Ziggler, Dean, and Bray at the end was horse shit. And you know that. Like they were knocked over the top, they just flopped. And, like that was stupid. Bray Wyatt, that was Bray Wyatt's Rumble. Bray Wyatt stole the entire Royal Rumble. That was anything that he did was amazing. What he did with the Boogeyman, that was cool.
Yeah, that was definitely cool. Very interesting.
That was funny. Me and my friends did a little video because we were just recording stuff. And we were recording who came out next. It was Ryder, and we started dying laughing. There's no way that he was going to stay in there for more than 5 minutes. Or like whatever, however many minutes they have until the next person comes out.
Yeah, I do think Bray needs this win though. I do think that he needs to beat the Undertaker, but just because Undertaker just got beat, I have a feeling Undertaker might win.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that he would win.
Yeah, I do think Bray needs it more, but
Bray
if he's probably going to face Sting, the next WrestleMania, then I think that
Who's that, Taker?
yeah. Then I think that obviously that's when Sting's gonna win, and maybe it'll be a retirement match or something. Maybe he'll say they'll do something like, oh, whoever loses this will have to retire or something. But Sting will probably retire after that, anyways. I don't know. Sting can still go. I love Sting.
I'm just interested to see how they're gonna do with how he's gonna do with Trips, Triple H.
Yeah. I guess he's not appearing until Fastlane too, so.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Paige versus Alicia Fox, and obviously Paige is going to I think she might get the title at Fastlane, but the thing is I really, really, really hope that they don't just bring AJ Lee in right after that and have her win the title from Paige. That will be the worst thing. Like, seriously, it's either that AJ needs to leave after this, or let her, fight Paige once or twice, not win, and then maybe either, retire or do something else. It doesn't mean that she always has to be the center of attention. She can, be a valet either, or she can just start another feud with another diva or something like that.
You know what?
Start a feud with Nikki or something after she loses the title, Keep the feud going with Nikki, whatever.
You know what they should do?
Hmm.
A completely different parallel universe, which is no way.
With her and CM Punk, yeah.
And Stephanie.
Oh, her and Stephanie, yeah.
AJ Lee.
Definitely.
That would be. Whoa. That would be way.
They would have to bring up the
They
whole
would,
CM Punk thing. But you know what? They bring it up anyways
you do.
because when the people shout CM Punk at her, she goes, "I don't know why these people cheer for quitters," you know. And she goes, "You know, you can quit just like CM Punk did. You know, those little shots.
And
You
then
know."
one of my minds that in my mind, I really want this to happen. If she can hit a GTS on somebody, oh my God, that anywhere in the world that would happen, that place would lose their shit. They would go.
I think that would be. I think that would actually be the key moment of her end of her career because she's done everything, and I think her beating Stephanie McMahon and then leaving will just be perfect. That will be her full career. You know, she had an amazing career. There's nothing left for her to do. So yeah, she's only been in there in the WWE for what, like 4 years at that.
Yeah.
So, but still, she's done so much already. She's done everything. She's the longest Divas champion. She's been GM. She's been a valet for everybody. You know, she's been a guest referee for, you know, the title. You know, she's done everything. So
you won a match at WrestleMania.
Yeah. So against everyone, yeah. So she's done everything. She doesn't need to do anything else.
I just wanted to hit a GTS once.
I think that would be what would probably happen if they put the CM Punk, because that is what they need to do, is put the CM Punk thing with the Stephanie and AJ, and if they do that with the, I guarantee she'll use the GTS. Guarantee it. Miz versus Sin Cara. I noticed they're using Sin Cara more now. I know he's on NXT and everything. He's a tag team champ with they're called Lucha Dragons, but yeah, I noticed they're using him more. But obviously versus the Miz, and Miz and Mizdow obviously are getting into it, and obviously Miz fired him as a stunt double, and now he's his personal assistant, but obviously Mizdow is still kind of, you know, imitating him and mocking him, so
yeah.
Obviously this is going to play out at WrestleMania. Hopefully, you know, Mizdow does get his push, but I don't know. I have a feeling that they're going to push him for a few months and then kill it like they do with everybody.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt.
Rusev versus Eric Rowan. Nothing special here. The only thing I have to say is, where the hell was John Cena?
Yeah. I was about to say that, too.
Like, isn't he supposed to... I mean, I like John Cena and everything, but isn't he supposed to be knight in shining armor, and he just let Rusev kill Eric Rowan? Like, that's not cool. I didn't appreciate that. And that's what he always does too. The same thing happened with Dolph. They were beating Dolph up, and Cena was nowhere to be found. So
right, yeah.
Next time Cena gets hurt, hopefully no one helps out. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I was wondering where the hell Cena was too. Like, that doesn't make any sense that he didn't come out or whatever. And the flag up too. That flag, they were not happy. That was great. That was funny. It was just karma, but I mean, I thought it was funny when the flag didn't do the whole. But
and last match, Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins, and obviously Big Show is out at ringside, but I don't even think he touched Daniel Bryan, and Roman just got involved, super punched Rollins and everything, made him lose the match. So, and you know, I could see where, you know, people would say if like Roman did lose, and if they don't want to bring Randy back right away, Roman and Seth probably would feud.
It was kind of obvious that Bryan was going to win.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Especially if they want him to turn heel. So
they were going to have...
Because then they can, you know, have him destroy Bryan and the Authority.
Yeah.
This is perfect. Authority could come out, act like they hate them both. They can hand Roman a chair. There you go. Perfect, right there.
Absolutely. But I speak very strongly about Bryan and Rollins. Like, those two in the same room makes me happy, because I've watched both of them start from Ring of Honor and whatever they did in PWG. I would pay damn good money to watch them wrestle anytime, because that was pure professional wrestling. Like I said in the beginning, this whole thing. that was professional wrestling. That wasn't any kind of like sports entertainment, mumbo jumbo crap, whatever. That was professional wrestling, and like they did moves that you would never see Bryan do with anybody else but Seth Rollins because he came from that same environment of PWG and Ring of Honor, and he can do those things. He can work with Seth better than anybody. Like that's why Bryan and Punk got along. Ziggler and Bryan got along so well. Like their chemistry is amazing because they all came from the same place. Well, not Ziggler, but Punk did.
Yeah.
Like Rollins and Bryan having a match is just mind blowing to me on WWE. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Let them have a. If Rollins wins the title, have him feud with Bryan for like.
Yeah, this actually, I mean, the thing is this is I called this like 3 weeks ago, and this is what I said. I said, and I talked to Chris about this too. I said, obviously, if Roman wins, have him turn heel at like, I was thinking like WrestleMania, but obviously if they do it at Fastlane, that's even better because Brock can be the face, and Roman can be with the Authority. And Seth can be like, what the hell was going on? I thought you guys, didn't like Roman, blah, blah, blah. And the Authority can turn on Seth and say you couldn't get the job done, and Roman could, so... And then they can kind of like turn their back on Seth. Seth can turn face. He can still have the briefcase, and when Roman wins at WrestleMania, they can act like they're all celebrating. Seth can cash in, and then,
It actually makes a lot
I think that would be a good feud and everything. Especially since Roman and Seth really haven't fought yet and feuded, and obviously Dean and Seth did, so might as well. And then you can even have Dean and Roman feud too. So.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, and don't forget to join our Facebook group. Thank you so much for watching, and Corey, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I will put his link in the description to his channel, and all the other links in the description as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.